Hello everyone, welcome to today's portrait practice. We're going to be working from this image of an incredible beatboxer, Xin An, on Instagram at Xin Official and TikToker as well, but I first encountered Xin's incredible vocal abilities on Instagram, and we're going to work from a portrait. I've flipped this one. It was the other way, and the rays of light on the ceiling behind his head are super cool. See if we'll do something with that. Last week I started a piece by doing this big yellow shape underneath with the Posca pen, and I did another piece with oil pastels, and as I was doing it I was like, oh, it'd be cool if there was some color other than the color of the paper underneath. So I'm going to combine this with the oil pastel now and see what happens. I see that 4 of you are here. Thank you for being here. 5 of you, let me know who's here. Say hello in the chat. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're watching the replay, also say hello. It's always great to know that you're here. I appreciate you being here and that we get to practice our portrait drawing together. So here was the Nina Simone in oil pastel from last week. And it's pretty cool, chunky, shapey, and I'm focusing on shapes. Oh, look at this ribbon. That must mean, I think, that I'm in the middle of this sketchbook. This sketchbook is half full and half empty. Hello, Kiki. Hello, Nana. So nice to have you here. Let's do it. All right. So I was thinking to just fill in a big shape, because all this month I'm trying to think about using only shapes. Oh, and by the way, this lesson came out yesterday on the Mastering Mixed Media Expo, where there's a bunch of amazing teachers, and I've been seeing some of the work people have been doing, so that is super cool. And if you're here on my YouTube channel because of this, then welcome. It's nice to have you here. And you can check out my Instagram, where I have that I posted that image with information. You can follow along with the tutorial there as well. Rev222, hello, and hello June. Sleepy. Let's do a sleepy portrait, shall we? Shapes. So the guiding star, the reason I'm doing shapes is because in January this year, I was thinking of different ways that I could make portraits and different themes for tutorials, and I just wrote down only shapes. And after doing line and watercolor, I landed at only shapes. So there's been some discussion. It could be argued that a line is also a shape, but I find that classically, often my drawing and what I do and what I feel proficient in is very line based. I enjoy my line work, and I'm trying to just experiment with some other things. So that's why I thought shapes. And I'm using different media. This one of Nina Simone last week was my first time using oil pastels. And I thought, I wish the white of the paper was not white, because so much of it came through in the movement of the mark making. So I thought it could be interesting to combine this with this. So that's what I'm doing. Hello, Lewis. Nice to have you here. Nice to have all of you here. Thank you for being here. There are now 12 of you. Say hello in the chat, everyone. Thank you for joining me. So to get the really dark shadows last time, I had the combination of red and Prussian blue, and I'm using these oil pastels that someone gave to me, and I don't know how many decades they've been waiting for this but it's been a few decades that they've been waiting to be used, I think. All right. I hope this is kind of dry. I think it is, and we can work into it now. Hello, Martina. Nice to have you here. There's this very oily smell to the oil pastels. Oh, I got something at the hardware store on the weekend. I got some clamps because of precisely this. Look at this new clamp. I'm going to. Oh, look at that shadow. It works though. It's putting the paper a bit flatter, but now we've got that. This is a new addition to my setup. Perhaps I could make a review video. I've been thinking about making some videos of my gear, what I use. So far, it's just remained as a thought. But this is a new thing that I now have. I've seen other people cleverly using, and I've just been putting rubber bands, elastic bands over my pages to try and stop them from going out everywhere. Oh, by the way, Xin is an incredible beatboxer. Who here in the audience beatboxers? I have experimented with making sounds with my face and my voice. I don't feel like I'm super good, but it's fun. Don't need to be super good to have fun. And it is incredible what people who keep practicing and get super good, what they're able to do with their voices and their faces and throats. There's a lot that goes into the sound creation that people make. So this is interesting. Just this shape and a shape. Hello, Elizabeth. You might have to slip away. I'm going to try to keep this pretty brief because I would like to slip into unconsciousness too. Kopfschmerz, oh nein. Gute Besserung. All right. This is this thing. Using this in this way it's so big and chunky that like trying to do something a bit more refined is a bit tricky. Do I have something? I snapped a bunch of these last week and I'm wondering if I have something which is smaller. Here, this piece is a bit smaller. So I worked on a couple of Procreate pieces on the weekend. Agent Smith and Trinity. Both super fun to make, both very different from each other. One was over an hour and a half and one was 15 minutes. And using Procreate is the cleanest hands compared to this, because it's all just digital. Not getting into the cleanliness of the production of such devices and what that entails, but as far as keeping your hands clean and not having to clean up. So there's still a couple of other things I'm hoping to get into in this shapes month. There's still a lot of the month left. So a couple of fun ideas. And you can also give me some suggestions of, and you can repeat suggestions that you've already made, because sometimes I just need reminders. So using stamps, using scissors, cut out portraits. What were some of the other great ideas? Erasing. So starting with just like a block of graphite and erasing something into it. What else we got? Any other ideas? Break. What would this do if I put this on top of here? Nothing. This grey on this yellow is hardly perceptible. So I might just put that away. I can also just be a bit braver with these broad strokes and see what happens, and just get on the edge of this to add some more defined shapes, which I'm kind of craving amongst this kind of blurred textured lines or shapes. Oops. Martina, you sent me something via Instagram saying these are different things you can do with oil pastels, and that was really interesting because my experience is still rather limited. And the idea of putting on a layer, and there I just scratched a bit out of that shape where I was like, oh, that's not how I want it. And the idea of, yeah, you can get pretty solid layers, and then you can put more layers on top, and then you can scratch it back, and like it sounds like there are interesting things that can be done in that manner. June says, that's impressive how you can indicate his face with so few strokes. I can only wish. As for Procreate, I've given up. It's not for you. Did you watch yesterday's, June? Because that was just a 15-minute process. And I know the workshop ended up being like all up. I think I spent 3 hours on the portrait, so it became quite in-depth. And I was thinking yesterday's Trinity live stream, which is like in this magenta color, it only took 15 minutes. And I think that will be cool to see if you haven't seen it yet, because it doesn't have to be 3 hours or an hour and a half every time. I would like to make it possible to use a briefer process so that it doesn't have to be such a daunting, complex thing. It can be brief as well. Martina, you can sometimes use those crayons to help with the blending of other starker colors. Oh, like the colorless ones, like the gray. That's interesting. Nah, Krista, I was just thinking, where's Krista? It's like the sun is shining, the animals are out, and Krista's gone. But you're here. You were getting into a good habit, but have been out of the loop for a while. Here, welcome back. It's hard to find time during gardening season. It takes so much time and energy. Yes. Yeah, June, it was Mother's Day, correct. So, but I think if it could be interesting to watch that. Because I don't know. I think there could still be some possibility, some hope. What is this? Red, brown, really? What? There's nothing brown about it. Red, brown. So I feel like this is still super, like, undefined, but I wanted to keep this pretty brief. So I'm not sure if there's something I can do. Like there's a tipping point. Once you start, sometimes you can make certain decisions where it shifts it from being something brief and obviously unfinished, but kind of sketchy and cool anyway. And sometimes you start doing some things and it's like, oh, if you pass that tipping point, then you just need to keep going until you kind of have it looking acceptable again. Like if I start, I'm kind of cautious at the moment because if I put in more strokes and more color, and then I kind of lose the little bit of clarity that I have at this stage, then I know like, oh, I'm gonna have to just keep going and going and going, like I did with this one over here. So there's something to this at the moment. It's kind of, it has potential. And sometimes it's okay to just leave it at potential and not finish. And I'm really glad it has that big yellow shape under it because that carries the whole thing. Otherwise it would just look way less finished than it is. And maybe just to imply the rays, this is the same color as this over here. So do this, and that takes it maybe from looking like a brief unfinished portrait to just a brief sketchy design, because it has this cool radiant shape thing going on. If you're interested in beatboxing and just want to experience the sounds of Xin, then check out here on Instagram, Xin Official. Mind blowing. It's so cool. Such great sounds. All right. That's something. Another brief experiment. Thank you for joining me. I am not as satisfied with it as I am with this one, but I also spent considerably less time on it. And it was worth putting those shapes in the background, and it was worth putting down the Posca shape to work on, which instantly created a cool foundation. So if you've made it all the way to the end here, then you can put your drawing hand emoji in the chat, and I'll just read what you've been saying. Everything is out but you, Krista. Skulls, you're hiding in your cave. Isidore, Arthur, bonsoir. Now you've also been semi-busy and sleeping an ungodly amount of hours. Oh, I would love to do that. That sounds great. I do not have a menstrual cycle, but I would like to sleep a lot more than I do. Fancy portrait. They're both cute. They're both glowing in two different ways. Popcorn. Hi, Ashley. Welcome to the end of this brief session. Drawing hand. Thank you so much. And by the way, my mentorship, the second season has just begun today, and you can still join. It's going to be really, really cool. And if you haven't checked it out already and it's of interest to you, then go to dylansara.com/mentorship, and we can spend a lot of time together focusing on the potential and how it can be manifested and changed and created into things. It's a really, I enjoy it so much, this opportunity to work together with you in this way. And it's an honor to be able to be interwoven in the creative process. And you can check out, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to dylansara.com/mentorship, and it's really cool. So thank you so much for being here. Happy Monday. Tomorrow is Tuesday, so come and sketch with us in Zoom like every Tuesday. It's so good, so much fun, great practice, and would love to have you there. The link is in my bio. And thank you, everyone. Take care of each other, and I'll see you.